Hello YouTube modelers, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank all my subscribers and viewers. So that is my Chevy Lumina. So I'm waiting for my tester's ELO, easy liftoff solution to come so I can redo the body. But in the meantime, my next kit is going to be another Nascar. It's going to be Tony Stewart's Home Depot. Got this kit from Jeff over at Jethro 48, who got it from Matt from model car videos. So I think I'm gonna start it because I'm already on a NASCAR roll. So I already took a quick look at it. It kind of looks very familiar, very similar looking parts. So let's take a quick look. This is decal sheet. See if you guys can see it. Let me. Home Depot. So this kit is molded in white, so that means everything's gonna have to be painted. I can't cheat and do the dull coat and the clear coat like I did with the Days of Thunder, because the Days of Thunder the roll cage was in black, so I taped up the padding and then I just lifted tape off and I didn't have to paint it. This one, the box is different. It's a flip top or clamshell box, whatever you call it. Also, Days of Thunder body was harder. This body should be easier. And I have to remember, I will not clear coat over the decals. I'm just going to leave it. This one, I will be using the box stock Revell decals. I believe it's a Pontiac Grand Prix. But this body should be easy because I'm just going to primer and then orange and then clear coat it, and then afterwards I'll put the decals on top, and then I will not be clear coating it afterwards. That's how I did the Days of Thunder, short of clear coating over the decals, which messed me up. So this time, primer, orange, clear coat, and then decals, and that's it. But it is in white, so everything's gonna have to be painted. So the pros so far is that the body's color scheme seems to be easier because I just painted orange, and then all the white I don't have to paint because it's actually part of the decal. You see the white for the rear windows, side panels. So the white is part of the decal, so I just have to spray paint it orange, as opposed to Days of Thunder I had to spray the fluorescent green on the bottom, and then I had to tape it off and all that. But this one will be one color, but there's no chrome parts and it's not in black, so everything has to be spray painted. So let me lay all the parts out and I'll be right back. Alright, so here are all the parts. So let's take a look at the body. The body's very nice. At first I didn't know they had these little nubs, but I looked at the picture and there are little nubs there on the real car, because I was going to shave it, but they do exist on the two sides. But very streamlined, pointy nose, has some resemblance to the Grand Prix, but obviously kind of looks cartoonish because this doesn't look anything like the stock dealership car. Just a little bit of trim that looks similar. But this one, the spoiler is molded into the body. The other one was chrome and I had to glue it in. But it's very similar to the other one. Pipes are similar, coil springs, engine assembly, most of the suspension and engine parts are pretty much look the same as the Lumina. So I'm just going to go over it really quick. Just aside from being molded in white and not in color, and there's no chrome in this kit. But it is nice that the roll cage or roll bars do have that padding on it. So on the other one it was already black, so I just taped it off, painted it gray, peeled off the tape, and it was ready to go. This one I'm gonna have to spray it gray and then also go back and paint the padding black. But it's nice that they have that padding detail. Lumina was chrome wheels. These are just plastic, but they are molded open. But dash looks pretty much the same. Yeah, pretty much the same. Seat, I'll have to paint it black. Valve covers, Chevrolet. With the bow tie. Not Hendrix Racing like in Days of Thunder. Very, very similar. Rear trailing arms look exactly the same. Firewall exactly the same. Wheel backings. Fuel cell top. This one has an, well, this is slightly different, the fan and the cowling. But yeah, I mean, the most part, everything looks very familiar. Days of Thunder, this one was chrome, this one is in plastic, but the oil container, very similar. Yeah, most of the parts are the same, so I'm just going to breeze by it. Tires are not raised padding. Instead, they're decals. The yellow decals that say Goodyear, as opposed to the other ones. I did it with a jelly roll pen in white because they had raised detail that said Goodyear Eagles. These are just plain and they have to put the decal on. These, the glass, the reinforcement black frame here is on the clear parts, as opposed to Days of Thunder, it was separate bars that you had to glue in. So this one, I'll just go over it with a Sharpie. No big deal. But this is it. I mean, doesn't look complicated, but of course the decals. I do notice one thing about the decals. There is a slight blemish here. You see how this one is torn? So when I put it on an orange body, it's going to really stand out. So now I'm thinking I may have to order a new set from Mike's Decals again. I think the slicks are sold out, so I might have to get the Revell, which is basically just another copy of this. I think he probably just scans it and prints it off his commercial printer. But the other ones are slicks, which are made, I guess, in a factory. But those are sold out. But they do have the 5-point harness as a decal, not as a photo etch. But you get the gist. It's the same kit. But overall, I think I like the Days of Thunder kit better. I think it's a slightly, the way the parts are plated or molded, it's slightly in favor of the builder. Like I said, you know, when it's pre-molded in black, you just have to top it with clear coat or dull coat to get your effect, and you're already half done. So let's I'm gonna do the usual, you know, clean the parts and take it from there. As usual, I almost forgot the instruction manual, so let's go over the instruction sheet. Little background on Tony Stewart. Had a magnificent rookie year. Why is the paper sticking now? Typical engine first. No fancy neon colors on this one. So this is different. The Days of Thunder didn't have the pillar brace. But very similar design, so I figure I might as well build this one now that I'm familiar with the other kit. Probably all the Nascars are pretty similar. So that's it. So I'm going to be washing the parts and I'll be back. Okay, I want to do a quick shout out to my buddy Mike over at Mike's Model Shop. For those of you who don't know already, he runs weekly races with his Hot Wheel track. It's a drag track, just a down slope or ramp going down, and he races 2 cars at a time. Usually it's the subs or the viewers' cars, and it's pretty fun to watch. So he had a food truck, and he actually sent the food trucks to people who wanted them. So I had the ice cream truck, here it is, and he sent it to me. So I just want to thank Mike for sending the ice cream truck to me. I remember this casting. I used to have one. It was lime green. It was very bright green and had a sticker of a crazy clown on the side. And I think the body was metal. This one, I believe, is plastic. But overall, it's still a good casting. It has the ice cream man standing there. Although in America, I think he probably should be standing on this side, facing the sidewalk so the kids are not in the street. But anyway, cool casting, really smooth wheels. Thanks a lot, Mike. With that said, let's do a quick review of some of my work trucks from Hot Wheels. I don't know how I ended up with 2 of the red ones. I think because I had to get each of my kid the same one or else they would be unhappy. But I think there's also one in citrus green or bright neon green yellow. But these 2 are red. They're pretty cool. The wheels the mags look pretty awesome. So let's take a look at underneath. 5 alarm. Pretty awesome. Next up, I have police vans. And what's cool about this police van is, it's a little dirty, Hyperliner. It has a little tab here. Once you push this tab in, this tab goes and you can clear the body out. So that's what I did with this one. It's the same casting. Metal body, plastic chassis, so it makes it lighter. It's got the roll cage and the seats. So as a little kid, you can see how this is attractive to play with. So that's pretty awesome. Next up, we have some large dump trucks. These are Matchbox. Same casting, different theme. This one was played with extensively, as you can tell from the paint that is coming off with the bent axle that's rusted. But this one's pretty cool. Let's see if you guys can read it. I can't read it, but dump truck. Yeah, just regular dump truck. So it's pretty cool. This opens up. This is better color. I like that olive drab green. Next up, I have one of these color shifters. That's why if you notice the paint is kind of weird. But when you put it into hot water, it changes from one color to another. You know, Hot Wheels was trying to get fancy. They even have some play sets that you fill up with water. My kids had them. Doesn't really say much on the bottom. But anyway, it's a work truck. Insect removal service. Next comes my car carriers. So these are pretty cool because you can always put like a car in the back. They have an indentation. So for example, you would just put the wheel in for the ice cream truck. Doesn't really stay on that well, but it's pretty cool. Nice green. Same thing with this one. Put the wheel down like this. One of my best tow trucks would have to be the first one that came out in either the early 70s, and basically it was a tow hook and it had 2 wire hooks that formed the letter J, and that would easily hook onto any Hot Wheel by sticking it right over here in front of the axle. But I can't find that casting anymore. I don't know why they keep making these. They should just make the original design. The original design was pretty cool. This one slides out so you can play with it. Car loads up. So that's pretty cool. And the last 2, like I had mentioned, this is plastic. But I think the best design is probably, like I said, a metal wire that comes down, hooks around like a letter J, and it goes up like that. This one, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, I believe this is a repo. I like those wheels. Very cool. What does it say on the bottom? Repo duty. So, the front part is metal, bottom and back is plastic. Can't make it out of all metal because then it would be too heavy. And last we have this one. What is the name of it? Cabin Fever. Pretty cool. flips down. Does this flip up? No, it doesn't. You just put the car in the back. Has extended. And that's it. So, hope you guys like this edition of Work Trucks. That's pretty much it. Other builds I still have left, other Hot Wheels themes, I mean, is the Batman, and I also have fictitious builds and race cars. So, that's it for the Hot Wheels.